Cinderella, the little glass slipper. There was many years ago a gentleman who had a charming lady for his wife. They had one daughter only, who was very dutiful to her parents. But while she was still very young, her mama died. To the grief of her husband and daughter, after a time, the little girl's papa married another lady. Now this lady was proud and haughty and had two grown-up daughters as disagreeable as herself. So the poor girl found everything at home changed for the worse. But she bore all her troubles with patience, not even complaining to her father. And in spite of her hard toil, she grew more lovely in face and figure every year. Now, the king's son gave a grand ball, and all persons of quality were invited to it. Our two young ladies were not overlooked. Nothing was now talked of but the rich dress they were to wear. At last the happy day arrived. The two proud sisters set off in high spirits. Cinderella followed them with her eyes until the couch was out of sight. She then began to cry bitterly. While she was sobbing, her grandmother, who was a fairy, appeared before her. Cinderella said fairly, "I'm your grandmother, and for the sake of your dear mama, I'm come to cheer you up. So dry your tears. You shall go to the grand ball tonight, but you must do just as I bid you. Go into the garden and bring me a pumpkin." Cinderella brought the finest that was there. Her godmother scooped it out very quickly, and then struck it with her wand, upon which it was changed into a beautiful couch. This is just imaginary. Afterwards, the old lady peeped into the mouse trap, where she found 6 mice. She tapped them lightly with a wand, and each mouse became a fine horse. Wow. The rat trap contained 2 large rats. One of these she turned into couchman, and the other into a postilion. The old lady then told Cinderella to go into the garden and seek for half a dozen lizards. These she changed into 6 footmen, dressed into the gayest livery. So, when all these things had been done, the kind godmother, touching her with her wand, changed her worn out clothing into a beautiful ball dress embroidered with pearls and silver, with pearls and silver. She then gave her a pair of glass slippers. That is, they were woven of the most delicate spun glass, fine as the web of a spider. When Cinderella was attired, her godmother made her get into her splendid coach, giving her a caution to leave the ball before the clock struck 12. On her arrival, her beauty struck everyone with wonder. The gallant prince gave her a courteous welcome and led her into the ballroom, and the king and queen were as much enchanted with her as the prince conducted her to the supper table and was too much occupied in waiting upon her to partake of anything himself. While seated, Cinderella heard the clock strike 11:15. She rose to leave, the prince pressing her to accept an invitation for the ball. On the following evening, on reaching home, her godmother praised her for being so punctual and agreed to let her go to the next night's ball. Although she seemed to be tired, her sisters, instead of showing pity, teased her with glowing accounts of the splendid scene they had just left, and spoke particularly of the